Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Let me say good morning to Chair of the Paraparaumu Raumati Community Board, Johnny Best. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Nigel. How are you?
I'm well. All the drains holding up to all this rain that's coming down, no blockages or anything like that?
Oh, I understand there's been a bit of surface flooding in some places where where leaves and debris have sort of blocked some of the drains, but overall it's been pretty good, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Hasn't been all that bad. Right, you've got a meeting on this week, haven't you?
Yes, we have tomorrow night at the Coast and Sport and Turf Pavilion in Scape Drive. At 7 o'clock. Good.
Now, what's on the agenda there, Johnny, that we should be aware of? I suppose there'll be an update from the Expressway NZTA agency, will there?
Yes, we have. As you're aware, last year there was the independent panel that did a review of the noise. So NZTA officials are going to be there discussing the results of that report.
Right.
And we've also got them talking about the revocation program for the State Highway 1.
Right. So when do we take that over, Johnny? I just forget now. It's not far away, is it? About a year's time?
Yes, the work is going to be starting, I understand, from April this year. So at the moment they've been going through a consultation process with some of the affected residents along the route.
Okay. I see the cycling people, they want a safe cycling lane right through the old State Highway 1. So I presume that might come up tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, well, look, the board were given a presentation, I think it was in October last year, with some of the timetables of the works that were to be done, and what we're actually wanting to be completed as a priority is the area from Rongomo Bridge right through to Coastland. So, and that wasn't going to be the first cab off the rank, so to speak, for that part of the revocation works, but hopefully that's going to change.
Is that what they call the Bridge to Nowhere at the moment?
That's the Bridge to Nowhere, yes.
Right, okay, or the Eel Bridge. It's got all sorts of names, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think the most famous one is the Bridge to Nowhere, though.
Yes, I think so.
But it'll be the Bridge to Somewhere soon.
Good. All right, so that'll be discussed tomorrow night. Now, broken yellow lines on Kapiti Road, that's always been an issue. Have we got those in place or about to get them in place?
There is a report on our agenda for us to consider. So, yeah, it looks like there's going to be some more broken lines on Kapiti Road. And I guess with the growth of the area and the growth of traffic down Kapiti Road, I think at some stage it'll just be broken yellow lines all the way down there.
Yes, sure. They're putting in more footpaths down the far end there too, aren't they? So you'll be able to just about ride along the whole way. Can you ride on that footpath? I presume you can.
Yes, there's on the left-hand side going down to the beach. It's going to be a shared pathway, so that's going to, my understanding, it's going to be all the way down to the beach.
Right. Well, that'll give the cyclist some safety, if nothing else, but it's a busy old road. Now, plantings at Poplar Avenue, the Greater Wellington Regional Council, they were reviewing the Parks Network Guide, and board was going to raise the opportunity of having a little talk to them about what they're doing down there.
Yeah, that's all part of the network plan, and I'm not too sure of the dates of when that's actually supposed to be happening, but it's certainly something that we're going to be considering. But I think, we're sort of wondering why it actually needs to be sort of part of that network plan and why it can't actually be done now. But yeah, it's something that we'll be considering.
Yes, I think Penny Gadel, the Greater Wellington Regional Rep for here, she was going to raise the subject at a meeting, wasn't she, to discuss what was planned? Yeah,
well, my understanding was one of our ward councillors was going to talk to her about it and find out what was going on, but I haven't heard anything since.
Right, okay, fair enough too. And the other thing I was going to mention was the Raumati swimming pool. No further update on that?
Yeah, well, it's, my understanding, I thought it was actually going to be deferred, but at this stage it is sort of in the long-term plan. So, in the long-term plan, it's scheduled for 2018 to 2020. So, it looks like we're going to actually have to go back out for consultation for what people actually want to use that facility for.
So, if a private organisation wanted to take it over and develop it for something, I suppose they could do, but they'd have to go through the KCD, be a lease off the KCDC, would it?
Yeah, look, we're going to have to consult again. As you're aware, we consulted as a board, I think it was in the previous triennium, regarding what people wanted to use it for, but because of the time that's lapsed since then, we're probably going to have to go and consult again.
Right.
To see what it's going to be used for.
I'm always amazed at this thing that comes up on the agenda every now and again is public seating. The matter is ongoing. We've got to work out where we're going to put some public seating. But in saying that, Johnny, I'm quite amazed. I sort of bit my tongue the other day when I was running down, say, the Waikanai River, and there's some new seats gone on there. And the number of people who use them, it's quite amazing. So, yes, they are important.
Yeah, look, and I've forwarded the information onto one of the contacts from the Elder Persons Council, and there have been some suggestions of where they might like these seats, but they've also wanted to know where the existing seating is. But my view is that we really need to have the ideas of where people want them, rather than where they actually are at the moment.
Right. And Maclean Park, I see where councillors, what do you call them? Yes, you do call them board councillors, wants to see progression of the development of Maclean Park rather than just one big spend. Is that possible, do you think?
Sorry, what was that?
Maclean Park, Councillor Spear Spires, she wants to have progression of spending on the park.
Spires, yes. Well, she's got a notice of motion on the agenda, wanting some funding for the next 3 years down there for the upgrade of Maclean Park. So, we'll just have to see where that goes, I guess.
Yes, it's not a bad idea when you think about it. Rather than one big spend, there may be a chance to spend some money on, say, the toilets. They're always complaining about that, and other little areas so much each year, which is reasonable to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, council have proposed to spend some money down there in the next 3 or 4 years. It's certainly not the amount that Community Board member Kathy Spires is requesting in her motion. And I guess the other thing is the affordability. We've got to decide what is affordable and priorities as far as the long-term plans. I think everybody would like to see something progress down there at Maclean Park, but it's a matter of affordability and how much people want their rates to go up by.
Yes, well, that's dead right. But then we've got to think of the tourists who come here. We've got to provide a nice facility that they want to come and stay here. And I'm thinking of those mobile vans, and I know some of them are self-contained, but a lot of people use the toilets down there.
Yeah, and look, my understanding is that there is some money in the budget from the property people.
What for development? Oops, might have cut off. He has. Yep, phone's gone dead. All right, Johnny, well, thank you very much. But get along to the board meeting, which is on tomorrow night, folks, at the Kapiti Turf at 7 o'clock, I think it is, if I remember rightly. However, we'll find that out. I was just going to confirm it with him. But it's on tomorrow night. Pop on down there. You can have your public speaking time. And I'm just trying to find the actual time. See, no, I can't ask him that, but I know it's on tomorrow night anyhow. So pop on down to the Coastland Sports Turf and Pavilion and we'll confirm that time. I think it's 7 o'clock they get underway. And have your say. Got a 3-minute public speaking time, and there'll be other items brought up which will be of concern to you.
106.3 Beach FM.